Welcome to MyCare. My name is Emily Anderson and today is Thursday the 9th of December. Earlier this week I caught up with Jenny Gurry. Jenny is the CEO and founder of Diamond Women, a centre for women facing unplanned pregnancy. Let's take a look. Welcome to MyCare. Today I'm here with Jenny Gurry. She is the CEO and founder of Diamond Women, a support centre for women facing unplanned pregnancies. Hey Jenny, how are you today?
Very well, thank you so much for having me.
I'd love to hear, how did you come up with the idea for Diamond Women?
I was actually studying ethics at college and just was looking at the topic of abortion and then around support for women facing an unplanned pregnancy, and thought, well, what would I do? Where would I go? And I wanted some place that was safe, that didn't feel so biased that I knew where they were going to lead me, and I didn't feel like it was right to go another angle. I felt like there was a place needed for women to go where they could find all their options and get all the support they need and actually feel heard. And so my background's in business, so I did some market research and found a gap, and then just thought, all right, well, I'll give it a go and see if anyone comes. And then next thing, the phone kept ringing.
How long ago was that?
That was 15 years ago, yes. So in February 2022, it'll be 16 years, yeah.
Incredible. So you started as a one-person team.
Mm-hmm.
What was that like?
It was daunting. I mean, there was less risk involved as well. You know, I could fire myself. But it was fine in the initials, but as more complex needs and things started to occur, then we needed to expand, and then the demand became it was just natural progression of growth, yeah.
So what does Diamond Women do?
So Diamond Women is that centre that provides all the information for women that are at that crossroads where they have found out that they're pregnant and they're unsure what to do. And so we provide information on options, we provide information on support, and we provide support. So we provide support regardless of the decision, 12 months free counselling, regardless of whether they continue their termination, place their baby up for adoption, or choose termination or parent. So it's that ongoing wraparound support. So casework, counselling, baby and material goods, supporters and mentors, and parenting programs. So a complete wraparound service.
Incredible. Yeah. And you said you found a gap. Could you tell me a little bit about that gap?
Sure.
And is it still there? 16 years on.
Well, the clients that are coming to us say there is, so we'll run with that. So yeah, I think there is a gap. So we started because we found that the government was funding organisations for really high needs women. So women with complex trauma, complex mental health issues, or that were extremely on the lower socioeconomic status. And so, and even there was some support for our CALD communities, but there was a real gap for women that kind of just were your average woman. Like, they weren't, experiencing gross poverty, they didn't have extreme mental health issues, they might have experienced some anxiety or depression along the journey, and finding you're pregnant when you're not planning on being does present itself with anxiety. So there was a real gap for just people in that middle space. And a lot of the programs that were already out there were quite intensive, like residential type programs, but there was a need for something that was more like an outreach, where women could come and go, they could grow with it, and then break up with the organisation when they reached a place where they felt empowered, secure, and independent and confident to go on and parent and continue with their life. So that's the space that we feel, yeah.
And who do you have along? Are they the women?
Yeah, so we get, goodness me, we set up, I honestly thought we'd just get your average 18 to 20-year-old that had gone to uni, gone to youth group, whatever, and found herself pregnant. But we are getting women from all backgrounds and walks of life. So we get refugees that have come over and they're pregnant and they want to keep the pregnancy but they have no support. We get women coming out of arranged marriages. We get women that are new residents to Australia and don't have any, they're used to a big village around them when they fall pregnant and they don't have that community. And we get women that have come out of DV situations, so they're alone, isolated, and really scared to parent. And we've got young girls that are like, like I don't have a relationship with my family and I'm 19 or 16 and I have no idea how to do this. So we see such a broad range. Or women that are like 42 and I've been through menopause, I thought I was done, I can't believe I'm pregnant. So I'm like, the only barrier to our service is that you have to be female and pregnant or identify as female and pregnant. So that's it. So we genuinely do see the full mix. So I think the youngest we saw was 13 and a bit, and then the oldest we've worked with is 43. So it's a big spectrum.
Huge.
Yeah, so we've got a number of counsellors that speak a number of languages. So we have 7 in-house different languages.
Oh, fantastic.
To help reach that. Oh, yes. And we are now we're actually in the process of preparing all our material in a number of different languages.
And why do you think that's important?
Look, I'm like, when people come to Australia, they know that English is the primary language. But I know that if I went to another country, I'd trying to look for the first English-speaking brochure that was around. So if we can present our services in a language that they're going to pick up and identify with quickly, then we've got a better chance of engaging with that woman and providing the care that she needs.
Yeah, because I mean, Australia, it's so multicultural.
It's
MyCare,
so multicultural.
our team is from all different countries,
Yes.
and I think that's so important that you
so is
identify.
our
Yeah, there's this support gap, but then how are we fully fitting that support gap?
That's right.
Yeah. Do you think that there's still, does that gap remain, and what needs to be done in the future?
Look, I think it does, because a lot of women need support and they reach out to find an organisation that will meet their needs, but there's still that barrier. Is it going to lead into the child being removed from my care through fax? Am I going to be registered? Is there some kind of chart where it's going to be notified that I had postnatal depression and I'm going to be on watch for the next 10 years? Or is there somewhere that I can just go present all the issues that I'm facing, either with my pregnancy or with child, and get the support that I need that's not going to be measured and weighed and weighing on them for the rest of their parenting? Yeah.
And once the woman has the child, does she then just leave Diamond? Is that it? Or
oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no. So we're passionate about life transformation. So we want her life transformed. So we provide full support from the baby till it turns 1. And then there's no cut-off point. If she still continues to need our services, then we absolutely provide them. But our goal is that in that 12 months, for that first 1 year of being a parent, that we provide enough skills, resources and education for her, so that at that 12 months she can go look for a community playgroup and then integrate more into the local community, start looking at furthering her education or looking at getting a job part-time as well.
And how do people hear about Diamond normally?
Often it's word of mouth. That seems to be our biggest advertising tool. Google, Facebook, Instagram, most of those. And then we work with a lot of other agencies, so often there's referrals as well.
Great. I suppose, it's such a huge topic, and Sydney's so big. Are you guys located around Australia or just in Sydney?
Not yet, but around New South Wales. So we have an office at Gosford and work out an office at Wyong, further up north central coast. We have one in the CBD. Our primary office, or mothership per se, is at Norwest in the northwestern suburbs of Sydney, and then we have one down in Wollongong as well. So we're right across, but because of COVID, one positive that's come out of it is that we do a lot of telehealth. So it's just made our services available across Australia. So our passion for this year is, and our December campaign is to really reach into rural and regional Australia. There's a real gap for our country girls, and because our services are so remote, so connected through online portals, that we're able to reach them now and provide the same level of care, which is really exciting. Yeah.
And so it's so incredible. You see all these women from all different walks of life.
Yes.
Do you have any highlights from your 16 years?
Oh my gosh. the highlights is always going to be the woman that came in under extreme adversity and feeling like she was alone in the world, and then progressing and feeling amazing. And I remember this one lady that had come in. She had gone home to Indonesia for holidays with her child, and while she was there, her husband from Australia had issued her a divorce papers. And so she came back to Australia like completely, more or less homeless, and then found out she was pregnant at the same time. And then her husband wanted nothing to do with her, and when her employer found out she was pregnant, they cut off her hours, and now she has no income. She's already got a toddler, she's pregnant. And we just provided her with food and baby goods and parenting support and whatever else. And she rang me, maybe it was pre the last lockdown, but just to say that she's doing so great. Her son's now this age, and her older son won this award at school, and she's now the supervisor at her new job. And there was one of her staff, her colleagues, had reached out to her going she was pregnant. She said, could I refer her to you? And I just thought that was the highest form of compliment, to then, you know, have gone through, felt and strengthened and empowered, and then now to be referring on someone in her world was amazing.
Such a good story.
Yeah.
It must be so great being able to work with these women and help them, give them the support that they need, walk alongside them, and then, see them flourish.
Yes.
How does funding work for Diamond?
We're predominantly funded by individual donors and through fundraising events that we host or others host for us. So we're a registered not-for-profit. We're a company limited by guarantee, which means we can now operate Australia-wide, which is really exciting. But yeah, we go through we depend on primarily is individual donations, and that's how we operate. And so, yeah.
And you're a free service as well.
All our services are completely free of charge, and that's to remove any obstacles to care, so that, you know, every woman feels that, you know, there's no catch. We make no financial benefit of any of their decisions. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming in
You're very
today,
welcome.
Jenny. So inspirational to hear those stories and just the way that Diamond is filling this gap that still exists.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
There are things we can do and things we can't. Sometimes we need just a little bit of help, and sometimes quite a lot. Whatever your need as a person living with a disability, MyCare Channel can put you in touch with the people who can assist. You don't need to navigate the process alone. Just call us on 1300 461 300 or visit mycarechannel.org.au, and we'll start you on the journey of a life lived to the best of your ability.